The Laken Riley Act is now moving on to the United States Senate for a potential vote, perhaps as soon as the end of this week, and could ultimately become the law. That's because yesterday the bill that deals with deporting certain undocumented migrants passed the House with a bipartisan majority. The final vote was 264 to 159. 216 Republicans voted yes. 48 Democrats joined them and also voted yes. 159 Democrats voted no, and 11 members were not present and did not vote. This bill is obviously named after Laken Riley, the 22-year-old nursing student who was killed last year in Georgia by a migrant who had crossed into the United States illegally. And even though he was arrested and charged in the United States with shoplifting, was not detained, and then Laken Riley was murdered. The bill is short and basically would require federal authorities to detain and hold undocumented migrants for possible deportation if they are simply arrested and charged with burglary, theft, larceny, or shoplifting. Right now, under the current laws, non-citizens who have been convicted of felonies are subject to deportation. So this new law would knock that down to a possible deportation over just a charge on a lesser offense, not even a conviction. And the Democrats who voted against this bill say the law is overly broad and unconstitutional because it would, in essence, allow local and state officials to dictate immigration policy, which is not in the jurisdiction of the state government. It's the jurisdiction of the federal government and Congress. So will the Laken Riley Act have a chance of actually becoming law? Yeah, it does. And that's because not only did it pass in the House yesterday, it does have Democratic support in the Senate too. As you know, laws like this would require 60 votes to overcome the filibuster in the Senate. After the election, 53 Republicans were elected to the Senate. But because newly elected West Virginia Republican Senator Jim Justice has decided to delay his swearing in so he can finish out his term as governor till next week, there are currently, as of today, only 52 Republicans in the Senate. So if all of them voted yes, they would still need 8 Democratic senators to join them so they could get to 60. Well, Senator John Fetterman, a Democrat from Pennsylvania, has signed on as a co-sponsor of the Laken Riley Act. Newly elected Senator Ruben Gallego, a Democrat from Arizona, has signaled he will likely vote yes on this bill, as will Senator Gary Peters, a Democrat from Michigan, and Senator Jon Ossoff, a Democrat from Georgia. Other Democratic Senators Mark Kelly, Jackie Rosen, Tammy Duckworth, John Hickenlooper, and Independent Senator Angus King have also indicated that they support at least opening debate on the bill. Regardless of when this vote happens, this amount of Democratic support already is a good indicator that this bill has a good chance of ultimately passing in the Senate. So when will we know? Well, it's possible that the new Senate Majority Leader John Thune could get this bill on the floor and start the debate process by Friday of this week.